Hello, welcome to Let's Talk About Emotions. Today we're going to talk about shame. My name is Untitled Chapter. I'm a licensed DEI trainer and consultant. I teach a number of courses at Empathy Academy. They're the befriending courses. And here with me today, I have Dariusz Klupi. He is a DEI trainer in Poland, and he leads trainings and education for IT teams to help them work better together. And he uses his work with emotions to help him do that. So today, as we're talking about emotions, we're going to start just with a simple question. Well, simple, but not easy. What is shame?
Okay. For me, shame is primarily, of course, I think I don't need to mention that it is an emotion, right? So this is something that we feel in our body, we register in our body, whether we want it or not. And for me, it's about two aspects. One is about the acceptance, and the second is about the boundaries of other people, right? So as an emotion, it helps me to be more free in the world, especially since I got the concept of that emotions are coming with different intensity. So we can have them very, very subtle, and we can have the middle, and then of course we have the shame that no one likes, because this is like you're really closing in and you're red on the face, right? So this is the shame that no one wants to have. But if you sensitize yourself to feel shame on a very, very, very subtle level, then this gives you, it's like a radar, how much you can expand. So whenever I'm showing in a new organization with the new teams, I really rely on shame to tell me how much space I can take.
Wow, did that just blow your mind? This is like a totally different way of thinking about shame than I ever thought about it before. Dariusz is explaining this from very much a body perspective, in the sense of both the tension that you maintain with your shame, of both maintaining your own boundaries, but also that contract that you have about maintaining the boundaries of other people. And so what he's describing here, that ability to expand, and how your shame is letting you know how appropriate is it for you to act, right, in this certain situation. What kinds of jokes is it appropriate for you to tell? How are you going to treat people? All of these things are coming to you through your shame. And here Dariusz is explaining it on a very physical level, right? You're feeling it in your body, and your intuition is very much a part of this as well, letting you know through the body language of other people, oh, is this appropriate? Is this working, or is this not working? How are they responding to this? How am I paying attention? Or how do I need to pay more attention to my shame? Am I taking too much space?
Right, because immediately when I start feeling shame in the body, it means that probably unconsciously I start registering the discomfort of other people, right, or anger of other people. So if it's anger, then definitely I crossed some boundaries, and it helps me to step back, right, or to give more space to others. But without I had only intellectual understanding of what I should be doing and where the boundaries are. And very often the pace of me taking the space, or it was not fast enough, or it was too fast, right? And then I received a dramatic signal. So shame, where it comes to detecting the boundaries, it's a tool which I'm using every day at work, every day at organizations. So this is really great. It is great if you do something wrong, if you make a mistake. Shame really, if you process it, if you allow it, it makes it super easy to apologize and take amendments, correct things, which is great because it gives you, again, more freedom to be bold with your actions, because you know that you can correct this, right? You're not that afraid to make a mistake, because you know that you will be notified inside that it's time to say sorry, right, and to correct something.
Yeah.
Would you like to add something? Because I think it would be great if
it's your conscience.
It's not a monologue.
So I think about shame as your conscience, right? It is that internal voice that says, whoops, you made a mistake. And I love what you were just saying about how you really welcome your shame, because it is going to tell you if you made a mistake, and then you can make it right. You can apologize, or you can say, sorry, I didn't realize that this was so important to you, or wow, was that rude of me to say that or to do that? And then your shame is helping you to make the situation right, to rectify it with an apology and to change your behavior. That's a really important part of shame, is you recognize what you did wrong, and then you change your behavior so that you don't do it again. That's an essential part of shame, because if you just apologize and then keep doing things the same that you did, then you're not really listening to your shame. You're just giving lip service to it. And that's a very interesting rabbit hole we could go down.
Yes, indeed.
As I introduce shame, and especially as I'm thinking about my conversation with Dariusz, I'm realizing that it's important for you to have an understanding of the gifts of shame, the questions for shame, signs of obstruction, so when you're not listening to your shame, and really just to have an idea of what shame is all about. Now, in DEI, Carla McLaren has boiled it down to 2 words: restoring integrity. And this is actually a really brilliant way of doing it. It's either restoring or maintaining integrity, because actually your healthy shame, when you're listening to it at its subtle level, your healthy shame is going to let you know, oh yeah, no, don't take that 3rd helping of birthday cake. You're going to feel like crap tomorrow. Or, don't agree to all those projects. You probably won't be able to do them on the timeline that they need to be done on, and then you wouldn't be able to maintain your word. Or, yeah, that sounds like a great idea now to go on a 2-week vacation in the Bahamas, but can you really afford it? And is this something that you would really want to prioritize? Or is this something that you're going along with right now so that you won't look bad, or because you don't want to disappoint anyone? So your shame is really looking out for you before you even say the words or make the decisions that you then have to apologize for. But your shame will also help you apologize. The gifts of shame, gifts and skills: atonement, so apologizing, making things right; integrity, so it is your sense of integrity; self-respect, as you maintain your actions within that alignment with your integrity, then you're going to also develop and maintain your sense of self-respect, in the sense that you are doing what you say you will, and you are respecting those boundaries that you've set for yourself, or those limitations. And then last one is behavioral change. And I touch on this at the end of my video with Dariusz, because if you are really listening to your shame and you make amends, then that means that you are going to change your behavior. You're going to stop doing that thing that caused you to do this shameful thing in the first place, or the thing that caused you to feel shame for your actions in the first place. And often that will take looking deeper. So that leads me to the questions that you can ask yourself when you're feeling shame. So the question is, who has been hurt? You can also ask this question as, what has been hurt? Sometimes it's you who have been hurt, and sometimes you've hurt a friend, you've hurt a relationship. It's up to you to decide. And then the second question for shame is, what must be made right? And oftentimes that's pretty clear. Even if you don't like the answer, it's often pretty clear the action that you need to take to make it right, whether that's making an apology or taking action to show someone that you're not going to act in the same way. So this could be something as simple but very powerful as when you're at the pool and you're 4 years old. Yes, I'm using my daughter as an example here. Instead of pointing to somebody in a bathing suit and saying, wow, that person's fat, which she has done, by the way, modifying her behavior to let her know that, yeah, people come in all different sizes, but oftentimes people don't like being called out as fat. And so telling her, yes, you can tell me that, and we can keep it between us, but it's not okay to make it as a general comment just because of our society's big issues around body size. And so her behavior change has been to see someone that she wants to comment on and then turning to me and saying, Mommy, that person has really big ankles. Or, wow, look at that person. And then that's something that we can share between us and talk about it. But it's also something that we do discreetly so we don't bring attention to the person who might feel self-conscious about themselves. And don't we all know what that feels like? That's another source of shame and another conversation.